Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. Guess I should have brought this closer. I am Aaron, and this is following. Talking about professionalism. What a fantastic start to a video. If you just came in and you think, oh no, earthquake. No, I just had to move my computer a bit. Severin made an announcement. And the internet rejoiced. Then a few minutes later, Severin debunked what everybody thought the announcement was. And the internet cried. Hi there, William. Hey there, Franco. All right. Hey there, Griff. There's an announcement. Hey there, Ron. Hey, guys. I hope so, Ron. Hey there, Dave. But I'm concerned. I really am. Here's the thing. Severin's doing their halfway sale on the 25th to the 29th. Actually, kind of excited about it. However, so far the lineup hasn't excited me too much. But today changed things. Today really did excite me quite a bit. I got to turn this damn thing down. This is how I like listen to you guys when I listen to you guys. I'm secretly listening to you guys. This is I'll read your message when I go on the screen. 6. That is crazy good. Vinegar Stem's been really good with their stuff recently, especially getting stuff to people. I know some people are still waiting, but as someone that's had to wait for like a month and a half, trust me, you'll get it sooner than you will realize if you guys haven't got it yet. All right, let's look at the announcement. Let's do this. So here is the announcement. There's the picture. And what did everybody think when they saw this? Because I spoke to some friends of mine, and we were extremely excited. Did I get put sugar in my tea? God, I did. So there's the picture. Here, let me make it bigger for a second. So what do you think that is? What comes to mind when you look at that? Also read it too. Headlining sale title. A UHD Blu-ray CD will be revealed tomorrow. It's been out of circulation for far too long. Has never looked anything like this, and it's feature stacked edition to really sink your teeth into. So a lot of us here, myself included, saw the plastic vampire fangs, and we thought, oh my God, Severin is putting out Martin, George Romero's vampire classic Martin, because it has the vampire fangs. And it went out around the net, like really quickly. And then a tweet came out later on that said, in capital letters, it's not Martin. So that got people to thinking about other movies that might have plastic fangs. Now, it could just be that they want this to look like a vampire film. Well, this could be something like Fantastic. Tooth Fairy. Who wouldn't know? I'm getting that wrong. Like Fright Night 2, for instance. Or maybe Near Dark. And then, like Ron mentioned right there, some people mentioned Vampire's Kiss. Severin, I know you said you wanted to nuke the halfway sale. This is not what I thought you were talking about. Hey there, Matt. Oh God, no! Please no. We got enough post-apocalyptic stuff. Count Yorga was already put out from. See, this is something that has like the key part for me right here, especially, is it's something that's been out of circulation for far too long. For me, that screams Fright Night too. But because that hasn't gotten a decent release since the days of DVD, and I only got a bare bones DVD release of that. That would be amazing. If it's Fright Night 2, all my complaining that I'm about to do, and there's going to be some complaining here, guys. So if you liked my video before, if you found me with the whole shame on you, Scream Factory, you're going to enjoy this video. Well, that's the thing, Griff. I thought because it's being released in the UK by Second Sight, that was a good chance that we might get it from Severin here. Now, I do know that Near Dark is being released by Studio Canal, right? So there's still a chance it could be Near Dark. Now, if, however, it's Vampire's Kiss, then that hasn't been out of circulation too long. It's been out of circulation for about 2 years. What is Vampire's Kiss for those that don't know? It is a Nicolas Cage film that was so important of a film, Scream Factory put it out with no features as part of a double feature with High Spirits. In other words, it's not a movie that needs a 4K. It's not even remotely. So let's hope it's something like Fright Night 2 or Near Dark. Those are fantastic choices. I have a month of Severin that I'm doing. Severin sale information and movie information and suggestions. So for me, aside from being like a consumer, also first world problems here, as a guy that's doing videos on this stuff, I want this to be as good as possible. I want this to be an amazing announcement tomorrow. They're going to announce it tomorrow. So hopes are for something along the lines of a Fright Night 2 or Near Dark. Near Dark's Lionsgate crap. See, that's what I think, Ryan. There's no reason to release Vampire's Kiss 1 with special features. Maybe a Blu-ray, like down the road or something like that. But it's not it's not UHD. It's not UHD worthy, okay? And now this is just me. This is my opinion. But I got to be honest. I don't think so, Griff. I know you like the titles that are there, but I really don't. They're okay. I mean, for me, like the Franco titles are okay. Endgame with Yoda, decent release. But for me, it hinges on this title. It really does hinge on this title. It's a make or break on the sale for me. Like, I'll still do videos on sale and talk about sale, and I'll do, because there's so many other films, older films, better films that Severin has put out over the years that we can talk about. So much great older stuff. But Raiders of Atlantis, I think, is going to be a bit of a disappointment to people. Just because the movie hasn't come out doesn't always mean, it's going to be a great film. Or look at this last film. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older and a little bit more crotchety in my years. But it's starting to bug me a bit, guys. It really is. I mean, it's yeah, like I got a ton of post-apocalyptic films. It's not like obviously I'm a fan. I did a video on here, Ron, a while back. Hey, Zach, welcome, man. But I do consider, like, I do have something better. Like, I would buy Endgame. I don't know if I wouldn't buy it. I don't know if I buy it during the sale, for instance. because it's full price on sale, right? But here's the thing too. Here's the key part. And all this could be for naught. I could come on here tomorrow and be making a video being like, oh my God, Fright Night 2 is coming out. I can't believe it. I love Fright Night 2. I think Nosferatu Henzi that was put out by Scream Factory. So I doubt that's going to be it's going to be that. Like, we've already got a release for Nosferatu, and of course they released Nosferatu in Venice a while back, which was a great release, by the way. So there you go. I'm not a hater. Both Justin and Brad have talked about that it is a great release. Though somebody mentioned Vampire's Kiss, and Brad liked that tweet, so I got nervous. Because sometimes they'll like a tweet as in, like, sometimes I know like Severin does it too, though. They'll like the tweet of what it is, or they'll like the tweet to kind of like suggest what it is. And I know that Brad doesn't work with Severin, but if he knows and he liked the Vampire's Kiss tweet, and again, this is all like, I am not an insider. I'm not in those doors. Hey there, George. I'm not inside those doors, so I can't. Everything that I do is guesswork. It's subjective. Oh my God, no. Hey there, Coach. The thing is that this is what they said. Hey there, Brian. Me and Brian talked about this already. This is Brian from Just to This podcast, Pure Cinema Podcast, and the Just to This YouTube channel that you all should be watching because he does amazing stuff. Dracula done. You know what? I'll take it, dude. I will take Dracula done loving it at this point. Don't give me Vampire's Kiss. Don't pretend Once Bitten is a really great film that needs a 4K release. We know it's the worst thing done by Jim Carrey since Rubberface. Rubberface is better, and I'm somebody that actually kind of watched Once Bitten, but I'm honest. I'm honest about I'm honest with this stuff. Okay, GK. I did not know that, but thank you. So don't put too much into the like. You're right. I hope so. You're a vampire film that's been MIA. I mean, I want it to be. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. This is their big one. This is their premium release. This is the big release. So whatever this is, it should be a big title. So if this is some like European vampire film that I don't own, or if it's Fright Night, or it's a loaded 4K at Near Dark, you're going to see me coming on here tomorrow praising the hell out of Severin, because I'm that type of guy. I'll be hypocritical. They shot down Near Dark. Of course they shot down Near Dark. Oh my God. Okay. If it's Fright Night 2 or some really good European vampire film, it's not post-apocalyptic, and it's not Vampire's Kiss, and then I will come on here and I will gladly eat crow, because I'm honest. That's what I do. However, if I wake up tomorrow and I turn on my Twitter machine, as Taz calls it, and I open it up, and it's like, and it is Vampire's Kiss, which went out of print around 2 years ago from Scream Factory, that was on a double feature. You're gonna want to be here for the bitchiness of that video, because it's gonna happen. I don't know. There's nothing that they're putting out this sale that can top or can even, from me, right? Everybody's different, right? There's nothing they're putting at this sale that tops their anthology documentary that they put out with the 3 anthology films. Nothing so far. But that's just me. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own films that they like. It better not be Dead Pit. Love your stuff, guys. It better not be. You're going to see me crying on camera, man. Okay, Andy Warhol's Dracula. That would be incredible. But some of us still think that Andy Warhol's Dracula, or no, Flesh for Frankenstein might be. Would it be? Wouldn't it be cool if Flesh for Frankenstein was coming out from Vinegar Syndrome, and that's their 3D release, and Andy Warhol's Dracula is coming from Severin. Yeah, No Way Home is a good title, but I'm saying like, but I didn't get No Way Home, so I don't have it. It's not going to be a flick with Nick Cage or Jim Carrey. Did they say that? Because if they said that, I'm breathing. Like I'm starting to breathe again. That's good. Don't want to hit in panic mode. Don't want to get me in panic mode, guys. They've done this twice this sale. This is what drives me. I mean, it's not their fault. I don't guess it's not their fault. Be careful when you're doing your public relations for when you're hyping up stuff. If you put 4 flies, what looks to be 4 flies, on a poster, people are going to get excited about 4 flies. If you put plastic fangs and talk about a movie that hasn't been around for like a long time, people are going to think Martin. Oh, that's a horrible. Actually, I love Christopher Lee, but that is a horrible film. Fright Night 2 has definitely been out of circulation for a long time. See, that fits. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the guy that does it. Like, I obviously, but that's what my schooling is for. For those that don't know, I did business last time I was in school, and with a focus on public relations. I actually worked for a while in public relations. I was part of a spin team for a company. So when public relations goes awry, it's something that it's a little bit close to my bone, you know. I can see a UHD of Fright Night 2. That's why I'm hoping it's Fright Night 2. We know it's not near dark now. So, and somebody said Lionsgate owns near dark, so that's almost a near impossibility. Pardon the pun, for it to be near dark. But as long as I just want somebody from Severin to say it's not a. Oh, it's just to let you know, it's not going to be Vampire's Kiss. The book looks really interesting. Me and several other people said, well, is this going to ship internationally? Is this going to ship to Canada? I did not receive a response from Severin. I don't think anybody did. But I did receive a response from the author of the book, who was a very nice guy, and I will definitely look into getting his book, because he did point me out to where I could actually pick the book up at, which makes me think that it's probably not going to be released outside the U.S. But if you're in the U.S., the book looks really good, and I wish there were just more forthcoming. See, I buy the post-apocalyptic type book. People think I don't like post-apocalyptic films, but that could not be farther from the truth. I'm trying to get out here to. I don't know, guys. I'm a little flustered. 80 films releasing movie in the state. Are they really? No, I did not see that. So is this gonna be like Arrow, where they're gonna start doing like North American releases as well as UK releases? Because that'd be bloody brilliant. That I'd love. The thing is, we're not sure it's not Vampire's Kiss. And the fact is that if it's Vampire's Kiss, that's gonna suck. Like, let's not. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If it's Vampire's Kiss, that's a bad decision, and it doesn't fit along with then their clue was badly worded, badly written. But it better be Logan, because if it's Vampire's Kiss, somebody's gonna slap a bitch. I'm just gonna put it there now, because that's Aaron's not gonna be a happy person. Don't do this. Don't do this to me, Severin. Don't make me cry. What I found kind of crazy, and a bit 2 years, like Ian, a bit 2 years since Vampire's Kiss has been out of print. Has he out and out said he's glad that's getting re-released? I know he liked. Because Justin said this would be like one of the penultimate releases of the year. It can't be Vampire's Kiss if it's going to be like one of the big releases of the year. Because I don't care what's on that. They could, put scenes of Nostradamus telling the future on Vampire's Kiss. I ain't buying that. If it is Fright Night 2, like Logan, I would put down some change for that. Oh my God. Did he really? Because that is some. Let's. I'm just gonna. I'm looking on Twitter here, I guess. I got to see if it's been. Super nice guy, actually. I don't know Brad, but we have like friends in common. Oh, he says super stoked this is getting re-released, but they haven't said what it is. Oh, wait a second. Re-released. He said re-released. Okay, I'm confused. Okay, let's go through this. Let's figure this out. All right. Severin puts out a picture of Plastic Fangs talking about their big release of the halfway sale. Say it's going to be 4K. Say it's going to be something that's been out of circulation for way too long. Automatically, people go, "Oh shit, that's Martin," right? Pardon my French. They quickly let people know it's not Martin, which is good because you don't want you want to temper expectations. You don't want to let it get out of hand. A Rolling Stone gathers, Anyway, so that's taken out of the equation. Later on, Near Dark and Fright Night are suggested. And Near Dark is taken out of the equation. They say it's not Near Dark. You're the guy then, Ricky, that excited for Vampire's Kiss. I don't get it. I mean, if people were so excited for Vampire's Kiss, like in all honesty, and I'm gonna be blunt. Like it came out. Like it came out on a double feature, on a Blu-ray double feature. A while back with High Spirits, a Steve Guttenberg film, a Scream Factory film. So where were the Vampire's Kiss fans then? If they're super excited that Vampire's Kiss is getting a 4K release, like just being on, just playing devil's advocate, I guess. Hey there, Jamie. I'm at odds, Jamie. I don't know what to think. Have you been following the Severin news? But then again, you may have rated Vampire's Kiss a while back before we even saw the. So, Jamie, this is what's going on. In case you came in and did not see. Severin made an announcement. Plastic Fangs, what do you think of? Because I thought of Martin. Plastic Fangs, and a movie that hasn't been out for years. It's been out of circulation for far too long. I like Adam Ant, but I don't think that needs a 4K, to be honest with you. But I'm not the guy behind with the money, right? So it's not Fangs. This is supposed to be a clue, Jamie, of like what the release is. Hey there, Shadow. So a lot of us thought Martin because George Romero's classic has been years, only ever gotten a DVD release. It was years upon years ago. So they said it wasn't Martin, and people are thinking that it could be Vampire's Kiss. Yeah. And if it's Vampire's Kiss, I'll be honest, as the people that have been here for a while know, that's going to piss me off. Oh, hope your son has a good time. Used to love soccer, so hope your son has a great time at soccer practice. Because one, Vampire's Kiss does not need a 4K release. Two, it's only been out of print for a couple years. It was released by Scream Factory right here. Scream Factory thought that Vampire's Kiss was such an important film. It was part of a double feature. With a commentary. Fright Night did have a DVD a long time ago, Logan. So Fright Night would be like what I would hopefully suggest it would be. But I want to like what Severin is putting out. I am a Severin. I got a ton of Severin releases here. Love a lot of the stuff that they do. This sale has been disheartening for me. I'm too much like, although it doesn't seem it, Andreas, I'm too much of a normal cheery optimist most of the time to set my expectations too low. That's the problem with me. Now, here's the thing. No, I don't think so, Mike. I don't think like Fright Night 2's got a release anywhere, like except for a DVD release. That was years ago. I remember when I'd had one too, because I was at my my local back when grocery stores carried movies. That's how long ago it was. I remember seeing it there, and I was like, "Oh, I should pick that up," and I didn't pick it up, and then it was sold the next day, and then I never got it again. I've only ever seen it in the theater, and I think once on the TV or something like that. Yeah, anything else would definitely be a bootleg. Bootleg Spanish, but that doesn't quite as a release though, right? Cronus still with Criterion. It is, yeah, as far as I know. Cronus is still with Criterion. The Lindsay Baker set, Logan, you don't have that? Get it. Like 110%. Get it. See, it can mean a number of films. The thing is that it has to be a movie that hasn't been released in a while. If their clue is right. If their clue is right. It's really, I mean, like, I guess maybe it's just me, just like, I like a lot of Diodato stuff, but like, if I had to list like top 5 Diodato films like that I want to watch, like Raiders of Atlantis doesn't even hit the top 10, and that's just me. Like a lot of people love it, and that doesn't mean I don't like it. I like Raiders of Atlantis. It's an okay film, but as far as the post-apocalyptic, like crazy type films and so bad it's good things go, sometimes movies just don't hit the so bad it's good for me. Or now, if it was like Diodato's Body Count or Washing Machine, which did get a good UK release though. Well, I'm not going to say too much because remember the snake biting the butt on on the Severin Cardona release? That had been on back too. They try to do the best they can with the artwork, but sometimes, like obviously, hey man, I'm not going to say anything. You want to see me draw something? And I went to art school. Okay, just remember this. I went to school for. I went to school for art, so I am never going to complain about somebody's artwork. So there you go. That's my artwork now. I never thought about Children of the Night. The Fangoria one, right? That's been a while for that one too. Hey there, Dagger. Welcome, man. Children of the Night would be that would be a decent release. I'm not sure if could you do a 4K? Was that a shot? How was that shot? Because you need to have the elements, right? But I'm guessing like Phil Noble would have the elements for those. So like if that was in like the films and stuff from before. No snakes biting butts. I know, man. That was the one part missing. That's what was missing. Yeah, the guy that does like Fangoria now, Phil Noble, he probably would have the elements. So yeah, there's an interesting possibility. I guess I'm just worried. You're an extra in like Children of the Night. Is that for real, man? That's cool. Yes, please. As I hit my anxiety level, hey there, CR, and rant and rave, please hit a like on the video so I get some happiness and goodness in my life today. Oh, speaking of happiness and goodness, my youngest is going to be 21 tomorrow. So my son Wesley is going to be 21 tomorrow. I hope, CR, I hope that it'll be something along the lines of Fright Night 2, or even along the lines of Fangoria's Children of the Night, which was a great suggestion that I never even thought about. Or maybe a European, like a vampire film, a good European vampire film. You watch Delirium. I love Delirium, actually. It's a great film. When you say Delirium, that's the one with Studina Grande, right? I wish I could be with him. Excellent film. Love the concept of us seeing through the killer's eyes and the killer seeing, like having like pretty much having delusions, and we see delusions too. Blu-ray, yeah. Lost Boys has been on Blu-ray. All 3 of them, actually. You can probably skip the last 2, but the first one is good. I like Lost Boys. I'm not on the camp of like Lost Boys beats Fright Night though. Sorry, Fright Night for real. That's the one. That's the one for me. Welcome to Fright Night. Actually, the debunked Martin. So we know it's not Martin, and they've debunked Near Dark. So we know it's not those two. Now, it's not, unfortunately, man. I wish to. See, I thought that because there's a 4K coming out in the UK, that maybe it could be, because it lines up. And then I thought maybe because there's a 4K apparently coming out from Studio Canal for Near Dark, that maybe that lines up. But both of those apparently have been debunked. So it's neither one of those. Though I gotta say, somebody mentioned here that 88 Films are putting out their first North American release. And it is the Gestapo's Last Orgy from 1977, restored in 2K from the original negative. This will be the British label's first North American release. So hopefully it goes well for them. It's an odd title to put as their first release. Like, you think they would have went for something like a bit more, not more mainstream, but maybe just that would get a higher, like net a higher amount of buys for the first time around. Like, I'll probably pick this up because I like 88 Films, and I kind of want to support them coming over here to North America and putting out stuff. But what do you guys think of that? They did an amazing job. As you know, the Urban Legend box set is right there in the background, right next to my NECA Jason figure. One of my NECA Jason figures. I mean, I don't mind Nazi exploitation. Like, when it comes to films like Ilsa and stuff like that. It's just an odd choice for a first release. Like, to come over to another. It's like to go into a North American market. I'm crushing our dreams. That's what I was thinking. See, our first the Four Flies thing. Now the Martin thing. I got to actually this. I was going to pick this up, and my good friend was. I'm sure I'm not sure if it's on here right now or not. But George actually got this as part of a birthday gift for me, and I'm so glad he did, because this one sold out, and I love the metallicness on this one here. And I super love, like, one of my favorite things about this release. And by the way, if you got this release and you haven't really looked at it, or I'll look at in the axe, and the other two killers are in the axe of the or the reflection on the axe. So the killer from part 1 is holding an axe, and on each side of the axe you see the killer from part 2 and the Bloody Mary. Yeah, well, this is a Blu-ray. I guess it's more of a different thing, right? Hey, well, I didn't know if you're still there, George. Urban Legends Final Cut is definitely an underrated, different one. Urban Legends is still my favorite. Like, it's one of my favorite. Like, as people know, Jamie knows, he directed the film, Urban Legends, not Final Cut. That Urban Legends and Valentine were two of my favorite slashers of that era. But it's. I want to see. There's the difference. Thank you, Matthew. I had never seen the complete third Urban Legend film, Bloody Mary. I'm not quite sure how Jamie feels about it. But it was done by Mary. What's her name again? The girl who did Pet Sematary. Anyway, I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, like, I know what you did last. I still know what you did last summer. Sucks. Like the third one. Oh, no, I'll always know what it does. I'll always know what you did last summer. That is horrible. But so, unlike the I know it did last summer trilogy, you get more play out of the Urban Legend trilogy, like 100%. Maryland Bear, thank you. I swear, this here, like, whole thing on Severin and the possibility of them re-releasing Vampire's Kiss has got me totally, totally flustered. I'm flustered. Haven't seen the third Urban Legends. Not bad. You might enjoy it. It is a supernatural film, but it does have a bit of the whodunit to it, and it's Maryland Bear, so I think you might appreciate that. Now, I'll always know what you did last summer is also goes in the supernatural route, but it doesn't do it in such a good way. Underrated sequel, definitely, that would definitely list there because nobody talks about it, and it's hard. I mean, like, it's definitely a fun one. I mean, like, you get Kate Mara from who became very famous afterwards. Like, she's in the film, so that's always a good. It's always a plus. And the eventual revelation of the killer is not a surprise, actually, but it's the actor's good. I like the actor. It's just for me, like, for the sequel aspect of it, I would have liked the second one is definitely more of like of a slasher one too, and I would have liked if they gone more into the like did more of the urban legend stuff, kind of like the first film did, and but I guess it went in a different direction. I'm here talking about your films, like, like, and films that you're related with, like you don't already know all this stuff. That's the same thing, man. We did that. Oh God, I was watching it. I think it was with a friend of mine, uh, and that the beginning of the film. So for those who don't know, spoiler alert. I want to see that sequel. Fingers crossed one of these days, man. And I always know, did last summer, the accident or death that, because always got to have like an accidental death or something, starts off the film. Basically, has a guy on a skateboard, unrealistically skateboarding up on top of this roof when he sees something that kind of scares him, and he skateboards off the roof and dies. It's horrible. It is horribly done. horribly done. But it's worth watching for at least once. Don Shanks plays the. This is not like any way giving anything away, but Don Shanks plays the killer in I'll always know. He was like the he was in, of course, Halloween 5 for one. Hercules on Blu-ray. That's actually cool. There's certain ones like that, man. I'm edgier today. I'm always super happy when it comes to this stuff, but this announcement has got me flustered. I want to come on here tomorrow, like, super chipper, and be like, man, I was so wrong. This is like going to be like, I can't believe they're announcing this film. Wow, this is great. They trolled me there. I was watching the Nintendo, like, E3 thing today, right? And Nintendo did the coolest, like, it was a good announcement. So you like games, like Nintendo. But they did the coolest, like, trolley type thing that only Nintendo can get away with. So it gets near to the end of the presentation. It's about 40 minutes long. And they're like, we only have one more announcement to make. So we're all thinking, like, if you're watching your fan, you're like, oh my God, Zelda. It's got to be Zelda. And, Zelda's got an anniversary coming up. Maybe we're going to see some Breath of the Wild 2. It's going to be something cool like that. So cut away from that. And it's downloadable content for Hyrule Warriors. And you could have heard a pin drop with the disappointment. And he comes back and says, well, this is a downloadable content for Hyrule Warriors. And then it goes back and it shows, but there's more Zelda. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like they showed stuff from Breath of the Wild 2. They showed Skyward Sword HD. They showed a Game & Watch with 3 Zelda games on it, 1, 2, and 3. It was so well done, actually. People got upset that Square Enix presentation spent half the time on Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, shag those people. Guardians of the Galaxy looks freaking awesome. Now, there's going to be people that are going to say things like, hey, those Guardians of the Galaxy don't look like they do in the movies. No, they look like they do in the comic books. I don't know a lot about Retribution, Zach. That's one that's a bit of a blind spot for me. I want the Game Watch too, Griff. I really do. Actually, I think I took a picture. My daughter was at work, so and she's a big gamer. She's like the biggest gamer I know. So I was like sending her information about the whole thing. But there, let me do it for you. The very few gamer geeks that are here is a picture of the Game & Watch coming. It's going to have 4 games on it. It's going to have Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and it will have the Game Boy version of Zelda 3, Link's Awakening, and it will have a mini game with had Link in it called Vermin. Well, the Mayor Game & Watches didn't have much game to it. These Zelda ones actually have games, like legit games in them. Ganjan has. It's not really a vampire film, though. Ganjan has got a good release from BFI, and of course the remake doesn't Ganjan have a release with them? It's a good movie, a great movie. I have the soundtrack. Have had a chance to pick up the 4K. No, I saw it when it initially came out, digitally. I usually pick up my 4Ks sometimes around Black Friday time because they're cheaper to buy then. Microwave Massacre today. I haven't seen that movie in years, man. I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be bluntly honest with you. I would watching Microwave Massacre nowadays would be like watching it new. I don't remember it. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Yeah, Skino did it. Thank you, Ice. Good guess, though, George. There's a lot of stuff that it could be. I mean, but you know me. As soon as I saw the plastic fangs and it wasn't Martin, I freaked out. And I'm like, please, God, no, not Vampire's Kiss. Don't do Vampire's Kiss. You can see, if you follow me on Twitter, which I'm not very good at Twitter, so don't really recommend it that much. Except just checking out my live stream stuff. Is that you'll see me freaking out a lot. I do that a bit. I freak out a bit. Then my better half, she grounds me, and she puts me back. I was like, I'm going to go on and I'm going to rant. And my better half's like, why are you going to rant? It's what's? So they're working their hardest to get stuff out. They're doing their best to try and get stuff out, and they take chances on things. And you just choose with your wallet what you want. But don't crap on people for trying their best. She's a smart woman. I have a smart girl. She's smarter than me. If it had the original score to Love at First Bite, I remember I saw Love at First Bite, and when I saw it again was it on DVD? I think I saw it on DVD at one point, and they had the music changed in the background when he's at the disco. They changed the music because initially it, I think was "I Love the Nightlife," I like to boogie. You know that song? That was initially the song, but they changed it to something else. That's like if you buy the Scream Factory edition of Return of the Living Dead. Like a bunch of the songs are changed, but if you buy the Second Sight edition, of Return of the Living Dead, then then you get the right songs, you get the right score. Dracula Dead Loving. I don't. Has it had a good? I got a laser disc of Dracula Dead Loving in here actually. What book's that on top of Nightmare USA? All right. Oh, Planetary. I have a lot of omnibuses here. So I'm a big fan of the comic book genre. So a big fan of NECAs. From my dad was this one right here, which was Fright Fest exploitation movies, which came at a really good time because Silent Madness was announced at around the time that my dad actually got this for me. So it was kind of surprising, to say the least. I worry about putting this near anything because it's magnetic. But this is Warren Ellis's Planetary. It's a complete story. And it is gorgeous and fantastic, and I recommend it. It's a great read. You got Planetary, you got the exploitation one. If you got Planetary, it's fantastic. Under Nightmare USA, can I show it? Is my Jess Franco stuff. Let's see if I can do that. Here's my Doctor Who. But I'm a Whovian. For those that are ever wondering about like the stuff that comes out, the Severin stuff, the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, get to this book. This is your book. This is your guide to what's coming out and what's been released by Severin and Vinegar Syndrome. If you ever wonder about, like, gee, I wonder if this movie's any good, or I wonder what could be coming out in the future, you want to read this book. If I can't show them because it's new, but this is the first in the Just Franco ones. This is Solid Miranda, and that is from She Killed in Ecstasy. Murderous Passions. When they did the second hardcover printing of Flowers of Perversion, I think it was, the second volume, they changed the cover because the cover initially had Lena Romay on it. It is a really good book. I definitely recommend it, Sarah. These are cool too. These are like these neat little kind of like quick reads, a lot of pictures, like a lot of cool like titles in here. The film that dares to explain what most parents can't. See life begin. See the actual birth of a baby in color. Teenage mother. 9 months means trouble. That is such a pillow. Oh, you don't have it, Zach? It's definitely Zach. You will not regret it. You will not regret ordering that one. I got to get the Fulci book too. I don't have it yet. I don't have the Fulci one yet. It's the only one I don't have. The Throwers, I think. Like the initial, like the the big ones, like the Nightmare USA. I got Murderous Passions, Flowers Perversion. I got to get the Fulci one. I think Troy Howarth did a book on Fulci too, like a smaller one that I'm going to get too. What was that? We don't know yet. We're still like guessing on it. They showed plastic fangs, Uncle. So we don't quite know what it's going to be yet. We've been like debating and like putting it over mulling it over in our head, praying that it's not Vampire's Kiss and praying that's Fright Night 2. Or Children of the Night. That's also a good one. You know what I would love for it to be? This is only me. So this is where people are weird, right? We're like, by people, I mean me. But you know what? I would like to see get a 4K release. Do you know the one that I would really want? Like, if you want, show me Vampire Fangs, and it's not, which I would be in there for. Want to know? Are you ready? Are you sure? It's a movie. It's a Stephen King film called The Night Flyer, and I'm a really big fan of that film. And I think that the film actually did it better than the short story did, especially with the ending of that. I liked the way the Night Flyer ending went even better than like the short story. And I thought the Night Flyer short story was really good. But if you've never seen Night Flyer, it was a really good vampire film, and it's basically about a tabloid reporter uh, that is there's a serial killer going around, and he's coming in on this like private plane, and he kills people, and it's could be an actual vampire. And there's this tabloid like journalist who will do anything to get a story that is trying to get the story into Night Flyer. So am I the only person? Am I the only person that likes Night Flyer? I guess I am. Anyway, Night Flyer is a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I'll see if I can find you guys a picture of it. Miguel Ferrer. Oh man, you gotta love Miguel Ferrer. I got the old like DVD snapper case of it, but I've never gotten like a good release. And it's a good movie. Like it's come on, give me like a bigger picture than that. I swear to God, it's a little time picture. I hate when that happens. Don't you hate when you go to like go there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna pick a picture of the film, and you go open picture, new tab, and the picture is like the size of a postage stamp. Anyway, well, the Dead Zone one looks really good. I am shocked by how good the features on House of Wax are. Like there's like seeing like the vampire from Nightfire, which is on the cover, so it's not like a spoiler alert or anything like that. You can see him right there. That's his private plane that he flies with. It's very atmospheric, very well done, very well shot. If you just finish six, it's fine, I suppose. Well, with that glowing recommendation, it's like I am so excited to get to it. I did watch Alley Cat last night after I finished doing up some review stuff that I did. Hopefully, you guys checked out my reviews that I've posted over the last couple of days. If you haven't, please do. I really appreciate it. It only takes a couple minutes, and I do try to keep my review things like short and concise, and they're reviewed and ranked. So, going to have to get both Sam's Law films. Different, isn't that the killer part when there's different extras? Like I spoke. Well, Umbrella reached out. There's a couple Umbrella releases that hopefully will be coming. If they're taking a while to come, I'm thinking it's probably like the. I heard that like mail coming from Australia to here is taking a long time. So like some of my Umbrella stuff is taking a while, like review stuff. So eventually it'll get here. When it does, I'll review it right away. And I just got an announcement on some other Umbrella stuff yesterday, and I'm very excited to get it actually. And one of them includes Patrick and the remake of Patrick. The killer is when there's so many different versions with different features. Dead Zone's a fantastic film. See, Dead Zone and Cujo go together. If you read the books, because the killer from Dead Zone, like the one that Christopher Walken catches, at the the scene I'm talking about. So if you watch Cujo, if you read the book Cujo, then the person that's haunting the kid in Cujo, is the ghost of the killer from Dead Zone. Oh, if the score, you gotta have it, man. You're the music guy. You gotta have the score extra feature. John, hopefully it'll come soon, man. But Alley Cat I watched, and you know what? Alley Cat's really freaking good. Obviously it's not a movie that's going to win awards for actor or anything like that, but it's, You like your exploitation films? Do you like exploitation in your movies? Do you like action? Do you like nudity? Well, Alley Cat has all of those things. It's basically like a superhero TV pilot with a ton of nudity and violence. That's kind of what it is. It really is what it. Alley Cat. It was just like I remembered it. So for those that didn't pick up Alley Cat, pick it up. It's a good one. So when July comes and if you haven't got that VSA, that's the one to go for first. And from what I hear, I haven't got a chance to watch Champagne and Bullets yet, but apparently it's much better than Champagne and Bullets. They've got a new interview with Paris Hilton on House of Wax. And I kind of want to see what that's like. For those that don't know, I kind of love what Paris Hilton does in the fact that she is so good at, like, one time someone's great at marketing. She's great at marketing. Oh, Scanner Cop 1 and 2, those are really good. I'm going to go out on limb and say I think you're going to like those. Show Dead Zone to your son. Oh, man. You had more fun with Champagne. Really? I'm surprised, Shadow. Actually, I'm surprised. See, Alley Cat is definitely like exactly what you think it's going to be. And like it's this girl that goes into that's trying to catch these bad guys, trying to get all these bad guys. And I had like a couple people were like, well, like most of the guys are evil in the film. Is this movie saying that guys are evil and rapists and stuff like that? No. No, it's not. But she's specifically going in areas where she's going to get, attacked so that she can go and make a difference, per se. People always like read too much into it. Bothers me. Bothers the hell out of me. Scannercop's fantastic. You got the whole I love that when they're doing the whole like scanners thing. No, I've seen Promising Young yet, actually. No, I was just talking about Alley Cat, John. Now some people were like got upset with said, well, Alley Cat, like, are all the guys like evil or stuff in Alley Cat? Well, yes, because it's an exploitation movie, and if they're not evil, then she's got no one to fight. But it's definitely done for a reason. I'm not sure what promising ladies or women or whatever. I haven't seen it yet, so that one I can't talk about. If it's an older film, John, I know it better. But yeah, but that was one of the complaints I saw from a couple people online. I just wanted to clear that up. That wasn't the direction the movie was going in. It's strongly in the exploitation camp. Let's get his face for 30 minutes. That'll be good. I still want to get you on. I got to talk to you later, but because we talked with someone together, sort of. Hey there, video sir. Welcome, man. But I haven't heard back from a bit, so hopefully it goes okay. We are desperate. We're doing scanners faces right now. We are desperately trying to figure out the Severin thing. I'm desperately praying it's not Vampire's Kiss. But I'm hoping it's something along the lines of Children of the Night or Fright Night 2. Specifically Fright Night 2, because I was a big fan of The Pretender back in the day, which was a TV series, lasted 4 seasons and a few TV movies. And starred the guy that also starred in Howling 4. Yeah, the grandpa, the love interest, stuff like that, yeah. High five, Shadow. but it does. You got to admit, yeah, it does go a bit overboard with the exploitation. Like she's an attractive lady, and like 9 times out of 10, if you're watching the movie Alley Cat and you're like, I wonder if that girl's going to be naked in the. Yes, she is. Yeah, you don't have to wonder. Like almost everybody gets nude in Alley Cat. Like in some way or another, did they find a way? Except the grandmother, not the grandmother, thank God. But but yeah, they find ways to like almost every character that comes on the screen get naked. But yeah, Fright Night. So Fright Night 2 has the guy that's the computer guy from The Pretender in it. He's the werewolf guy. Got your video citizenship? Yes. Did you get Alley Cat? Did you get Alley Cat, man? It's a good one. Alley Cat's one I'm gonna make. I know I'm excited to watch. Televised Terror one. I gotta watch those. These, I think some people miss out on these, but I'm gonna be reviewing these down the road. I just got a couple things to review left on the. If you see my last few, I've reviewed over 11 films in the last couple of days. That is a really good film. Brutal, like in the way that it goes, and the good thing about the film is, in my opinion, anyway, you just getting cool punch in your elliptic. Have I seen? I did see the new He-Man trailer, and I'm so excited. As you know, Yoshi, I'm a huge He-Man fan. That'd be cool. Yeah, you in Athens House Alone? That'd be like the sequel. Are You in the House Alone? For those that haven't seen it, like it's a well done film. Like not just a well done TV film, it's a well done film. One of the things that I find on that because I've seen these movies before. These are gonna be, but it's been a long time, so these are like gonna be like watching new for me. The one that's probably most like in my mind is Are You in the House Alone? Yeah, like this. You'd be like some people. You're gonna be surprised, like Shadow. I'm excited about the next televised terror set. I really am. Thank you, John. Man, welcome, man. It is cool. I mean, like they do 3 different like eras of television terror, and I think that's important to like say, and kind of an important thing to like just to put in there. So this is televised terror. It is not an out and out television horror. So there are terror films. So there's like a stalker film where a stalking, raping film. And of course it's TV, so it's not going to be too bad, but still it's pretty intense from the 70s. There is a slasher giallo film, televised slasher giallo film with Tom Skerritt and Sharon Stone from the 80s called The Counter Girl Murders. And there is a really cool murder mystery with a hooked killer with the slicker on years before it was done, and I know it did last summer. With Elijah Wood called Child in the Night. Child in the Night's really. You didn't like Counter Girl Murders? Why not? Was it? Did you see? Master Cass was like, he liked it, but he thought that where's the nudity and stuff? It's a TV movie, but it's well done. Nightmare on 13th Floor. That would be a good one actually. And that's the thing, we got to take that. It doesn't say televised horror; it says televised terror, and I think that's something to kind of like something, a designation that should be made. Because I want people to love. I love the TV, shot on TV, like movies made for TV, because it was such a unique genre of filmmaking that's just not anymore. Because nowadays, if you put anything on it's usually going on streaming service. You can do what you want. Like if you want to put all the nudity in, you want to put in like the violence. There's it's pretty much carte blanche. But one of the neat things about these films that's a solid reasoning there, Shadow. And for me, especially for like just TV films and TV like terror films in general, is that because their hands are tied in other places, because they can't rely on on nudity, because they can't rely on graphic violence, then they have to go out and they have to find another way to make, because they're competing with your at the time with the movies in the theater. So they got to go in a different way to do it. They got to find another way to grab your interest, to keep your interest for 2 hours. Because another thing to remember is this is not like now where you just watch the movie straight through. No, these are commercials and stuff in the middle of them. You want to keep people after the commercial. You don't want them to change the channel. You work your damnedest. And there are a lot of films out there that aren't TV films that just especially nowadays that are some that just don't have to do that. That I often get talked about. Well, I talk about the video nasty era, and with some friends of mine, and talk about the pre-code era and the post-code era, and we get into conversations about where the movies is good post-code, and did the code actually, rather than tie some hands, did the code in the end actually end up making people make better films? Because they didn't have anything they couldn't lean back and get lazy with it. That's one way to put it. It's a controversial topic. We'll talk about it sometime on here. It's something I got I go back and forth on. Exactly, by the way, exactly on time dealing with the Hays Code. People said the deep red's the best giallo. Well, I don't know if it's the best, but quintessential. For me, there's better. There's stuff that Martino's done that I think is better. I think that Your Vice is Locked Room and All I Have the Key and Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, for me personally, are better than Deep Red. I love Deep Red. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Argento fan. I grew up watching stuff in the theater. But Tenebrae is my favorite Argento giallo film. I'm trying not to talk too much. I'm having a giallo conversation actually, but in the near future. So for those that don't know, I will be soon putting up for the Patreon viewers. I'll soon be putting up a link for Friday's video, because we're going to do a video Friday talking about whatever's announced tomorrow. And of course, I will soon be starting the Cult of Giallo as well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Quentin Tarantino. If he was on a podcast, then more than likely it was on. I'm not sure if Brian's still here. It's probably on Brian's podcast. And Brian does Pure Cinema. But Brian Sauer here, of course, does Pure Cinema and Just to This podcast. Brian, Pure Cinema is one that he does with Elric Kane. I've yet to speak with Elric, but I really enjoy listening to Brian and Elric. Two amazing people. Corruption Christmas, great job. Yeah, it is actually. Oh, what did I mention after? Oh, The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. Oh, well, John, the guy that does it, well, I've been on his other podcast, the Just to This podcast, a few times, and he's in there all the time. It's a Brian Sauer from Just to This. I should probably know anyway. I'm telling you stuff, you know. Oh, I would kill for Midnight Hour, man. Oh, that would be incredible. Though Midnight Hour is going to have some rights issues when it comes to music. That's the thing. If they can unravel the rights issues, the musical rights issues for Midnight Hour, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Tarantino had his own a label back in the VHS days, right? Remember the what was it called? Because Mighty Peking Man was on it, and Switchblade Sisters was on it too. Remember? I apologize. I don't remember the name of the label right now, but it was I had them on VHS, and I had a couple. I had Switchblade Sisters on DVD too. Rolling Thunder. Thank you, Sarah. That's the one. So yeah, they put it a few there. I only had Mighty Peking Man on VHS, so I never had the DVD of it. I don't even have that anymore. Oh, a while back, some company announced this movie, and I had that on VHS, and I thought it was kind of comical. So this is Death Ring. So this is coming out. Some company's putting this out. I can't remember which one it is, but it's just one of the VHS that I got, which I had to have because see Norris, Drago, McQueen, and Swayze. What it doesn't like really kind of like say, unless you look at the back of it, it's Mike Norris, Don Swayze, Chad McQueen. But for those that were anyway, this I have VHS and Laserdisc and everything all over the place here because I'm gonna rewatch. Speaking of Giallo, this is very Giallo-esque. I'm gonna rewatch this one again soon. Perfect Blue, great film. For those that don't know, I moved the camera a bit so you can kind of see some of the stuff in the background now that you couldn't see before. I am excited about the Franco stuff. Those are the two that do have my interest, John. Those are the ones that, like, if I get anything at this point, the Franco ones are looking to be the ones that I'm going to get. It'll all depend on what that 4K is. Like, I don't know to be excited or not be excited. I haven't checked Twitter in a while, so I don't know if there's been any more announcements on the release. New announcements from Bethesda and Xbox. But Xbox killed it with their conference, by the way. If you've never run an Xbox before, after watching that, you would. Let us recheck Twitter. I want to see if there's anything new on the whole Severin thing. Because as much as you may not think it, where I do joke around and stuff like that, I am so cheering for Severin to do this well. I think there's a couple really cool releases there. I want to see if anybody is I checked to see if Severin liked any of the releases, any of the things that people said. Yeah, the R80s films. I think I gotta check because I don't think I got either one of them, or I've seen either one of them. Somebody said Dracula and Son with Christopher Lee. They're going to be so disappointed. But the releases, let's look at them. Let's bring them up. I'm neglecting my duty. For that, I apologize. So let's go back there. Come on, let's go to the earlier releases. So for those who don't know, this is the book that's coming out from Severin Films. They're putting this out. This is a Pulse book. The writer of the book actually contacted me. It looks fantastic. After the World Ends, when post-apocalyptic movies were telling the future. Really love the way this one's done. Diodado's Raiders of Atlantis, which me and Michael Keane disagreed on. A certain other film from Intervision, which I can't mention on here because I'll get demonetized, and I don't want to get demonetized. Endgame by Joe D'Amato. This to me is a much better film than Raiders of Atlantis. That's my thoughts on it. That's my bag. That's what I say. Some people disagrees with me, but that's okay. Everybody likes their own thing, right? Warriors of the year 2072, also a better film to me than Raiders of Atlantis, my opinion. Retribution, which somebody here is excited about it, I do not know, so that's a bit of a blind spot for me. And of course, the recently announced, the first ones that were announced were House of Lost Women and Black Boots Leather Whip. And I don't think either one of those got a prior release. But if you guys know that they did and I don't, 90s Treasure. I love that stuff. I mean, it depends. I mean, Bahia Blanca came out in the 80s, I think, Mike, and that was one of his better films. The Bleeding Skull, but I got to get that one down the road. I would love to get Female Vampire, the uncut version, of course, Mike. Put out. I used to have. I had a copy of it. I actually bought two. Remember what's her name? I bought one for my dad. I did not watch Surf 2 yet. Did you like it? Laser Mission is fun, man. If that's the one with like is that one Brandon Lee? Some people love Surf 2, some other people hated it. It's been a bit of a one that's been it's been polarizing. Comedy always is. Like it's so hard to do comedy. Are there any Italian vampire films we're getting? There's a ton, man. There's some in my mind right now. I wish I could remember the name of them. Like if my dad was here, if I had my dad here right now, then we would know because my dad could list off the Italian vampire films. I know there's one called My Dinner with the Vampire. That is, I think it's by Lamberto Bava. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's Bava. Too bizarre day, but it's a rough watch. That's what I think it's going to be like for me. I'm worried that people are going to Champagne and Bullets, for instance, expecting Neil Breen, and they're not going to get Neil Breen. Oh my God, I just drank almost a complete cup of tea with no milk, and I liked it. That bothers me. I'm about to go on like a health food like diet binge, just so you guys know. Like that's important to know, right? It was an odd bunch of films this time from Vinegar Syndrome, but I think there's certain ones that are going to please people that they don't think they're going to be pleased by, and other ones that people like a lot of. What version from Amazon of Black Sabbath do I recommend? If it's still if you can find it, I would say the Arrow edition because it has all the versions on it. If you mean like the ones that Kino put out, I'd say go with the International. It is. I mean, like, we're definitely it's not the action. Don't go in like neuroleptic expecting it to be Action USA. Like it's not that. It's weird and it's got these kind of like unusual like. Then go for the international version, John. Unless, like, for instance, no, the AIP is the North American edition. So when it came to like a lot of Bava's films, what happened was when they were brought over to North America, they weren't just recut, but they were rescored. Now, if, for instance, you are somebody that grew up watching these on TV or watching them at your local drive-in or your local theater, like my dad would have been, then you'll have a certain like nostalgia for the AIP cut of the film. So you'll know the music, the rescore of the film. You'll know that the different order that the sequences are in. But if you haven't and you want the best version of films like that with the then I'd say go for the international edition. Stewards of School, Hamburger, the movie, motion picture. You know what we need to release? We need releases for things like Body Chemistry, for movies like Night Eyes, for Friend of the Family, like releases for those. Like nobody looks at those, and it just it baffles my mind. I hope that was helpful, man. But both editions do have like their merits. A lot of champagne drinking, not a lot of bullets. that is so cool. That's something like you could put on like on a poster on the back of a box, right? Champagne and bullets. You turn it over. No, Iceman 1 says, lots of champagne drinking, not a lot of bullets. And of course, that famous shuffle song. Showdown in Tokyo, another good title from Brandon Lee. But I'll agree with Rapid Fire being his best one. I just love this comment. I really do. But I think it's okay because, like, for the halfway sale, they got a lot of the other titles out of the way, like stuff. I don't want to say out of the way. That sounds wrong, actually. They got a lot of the non horror like stuff. But for those that have been following like Vinegar Syndrome for a while, one of the things that you're going to notice, and you guys know I've been like talking about Vinegar Syndrome for about like 6 years, right? 6.5 years now. That since they got into the horror, that the back half of the year is usually the time when they load up on the horror titles. So you'll get like different stuff and more experimental stuff in the first half of the year for Vinegar Syndrome. But when it goes on from like when you're looking like August onwards, usually, then you're seeing like horror title after horror title after horror title after horror title. So that's why it made it like a plus for me to get the mystery Blu-ray title, very limited 2-disc Blu-ray with an even more limited slipcover. Debut Saturday, June 26th. Will only be available for the remainder of the sale. $32. Do we know what it is? Do we have an idea? Is that on Severin's page? On their page? Let's go there. Like on their Twitter, on their actual page, on their page. Let's go to Severin. Is there like a home page or something like that? Let's redo Twitter and see if it's here. So where's it at, man? On their sales policy. Thank you. Black Friday sales policy. Let's read this. Let's do this now. Severin Nukes mid-year sale 2021. I should bring up the comments here, so I'm going to read them as I go through it. So just give me a second, and we'll get that done. I don't want to miss your comments. For those that don't know, this is my favorite shirt that I'm wearing right now. For post-apocalyptic onslaught on your collection, it's time. In order for things to go as smoothly as possible, please take some time to read the following information. It covers all the ins and outs with policy updates specific to the sale. 9 brand new releases, 8 Blu-ray titles, 1 4K UHD release, 2 limited mid-sale bundles. I'm surprised there's only 2. I'm surprised they didn't just do a Frank Wine Zone. They usually do a Frank Wine Zone. 50% off SRP for most Severin and Intervision titles. Brand new limited edition book. New clearance merchandise. I'm actually excited with clearance merchandise. The sale will start on Friday, 5th at midnight EST. So if you're part of my Patreon, remember, we'll be doing it. We'll be shopping together. Well, hopefully, Matt, we can bring your day up, man. Welcome back, Physical. Let's go. Let's get physical, man. Once the site opens up, all you need to do is add your items to your cart and check out without any hassles of entering a code. Please note, if you're able to get onto our site and make purchases during the days the site is shut down, the order will be immediately refunded. That has happened before. I remember when Vinegar Syndrome was doing a sale, and because I'm a nice guy, I actually I got in to the site ahead of time to see the surprise titles, but I did not put them online or mention them during my videos because even though I knew what they were. That happened. It was a few years back actually. The following will be excluded from this 50% SRP sale. So what's excluded? Let's find that out first. This includes the mid-year sales releases such as Perdido Durango, Day of the Beast, A Scream in the Streets, Nosferatu in Venice, the Andy Milligan Collection, Grizzly, Day of the Animals, Santa Sangre, Deep Blood, the Euro Crypto Christopher Lee Collection, Strike Commando 2, Invaders of the Lost Gold, and all current pre-orders, bundles. Limited edition convention stock. This includes limited run releases such as Blood on Satan's Claw, The Beast in the Cellar, Skinner with limited edition slipcover, Avaya with limited edition slipcover, Revenge of the Living Dead Girls limited edition Blu-ray. Theater Bazaar Digipack. No Way Home limited edition. Enigma limited edition. Demania limited edition. Shining Sex limited edition. Castle of the Creeping Flesh with Slip. The Attic Expedition and Tales of the Uncanny, the 2-disc edition. So do you know what that means, guys? I want to let that sink in for a second. Maybe it is. I never thought of that. I don't think so. They kind of work together. That means more than likely that although these releases, which are out of print, will not be on sale during the sale, why would these be on sale when you can't get them, right? Unless, and this is what I will surmise from this, all of these titles that you can't buy anymore will be on sale. Won't be on sale, but they will be available during the sale. So if you've missed out on their Fantastic Edition of Blood and Satan's Claw, or the Shining Sex Limited Edition, or you really wanted to pick up the Attic Expedition 2-disc set, or you wanted the really good Tales of the Uncanny 2-disc set, that means they're going to be available. Here's a nifty list of catalog titles that will be eligible for 50% off SRP for the very first time. And for those that worried that box sets were not included, right there, the number one very first thing that we see is the complete Lindsay Baker Giallo collection. Revenge of the Living Dead Girls, the standard only edition. Enigma, Demania standard editions. The Beast Must Die, Shining Sex standard edition. Fulci for Fake, Cruel Jaws, Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Primitives, The Black Cat, the Dare Nickelodeon one. Patrick Still Lives, Shock Treatment, Theater Bazaar, Plague Town, The Attic Expeditions, Castle of the Creeping Flesh, Family Portraits, Tales of the Uncanny, standard edition only. What do we know about the brand new titles? A.K. Severin's Nuclear Warheads. Jess Franco's The House of Lost Women 2-disc limited edition Blu-ray and CD soundtrack. $28 region free. Jess Franco's Black Boots Leather Whip Blu-ray edition, $24 region free. Lucio Fulci's Warriors of the Lost. Where did that come from? Warriors of the year 2072, 2-disc limited edition Blu-ray. Guy Magar's Retribution 3-disc limited edition Blu-ray with slipcover plus CD soundtrack. And that one is, as you can see, region free. The only region A locked one out here for guys like George that are looking at this stuff is Retribution is Warriors of the Lost of the year 2072. Where's Lost coming from? Where's the year 2072? Joe D'Amato's Endgame 2-disc limited edition Blu-ray plus CD soundtrack is $28. Mark Savage's The Blank Gunman for $20. And that is going to be a Intervision Blu-ray, which is rare. I want to see the Werewolf Within, actually. Rogerio Deodato's Raiders of Atlantis. It's going to be $24, and it's going to be a Blu-ray. It's not a 2-disc, it's a regular Blu-ray. The Blank 3-disc limited edition 4K Ultra HD Digipack with slipcover, region free, and has listed here, by the way. Thank you so much for this, by the way. The mystery Blu-ray title, very limited edition 2-disc Blu-ray with an unpromotable slipcover. Nudity. That means nudity, guys. In case you were wondering what that means, it means nudity and probably lots of it. Debut Saturday, June the 26th at 11:59 EST, and will only be available for the remainder of the sale. So though the sale starts on Friday, the 25th, they will be dropping an extra title on the 26th. Cruel. Yeah, there's another thing. Maybe one of those type too. And that's the most expensive one. It's $32. And a brand new limited edition plutonium covered book, After the World Ends. We have 400 copies on hand for the special occasion. Half of them will be available for purchase. The other half will be in the Marauders bundle. We're getting to the bundle, guys. A mushroom cloud of new clearance merchandise. We'll have multiple merchandise items marked at clear out prices. And when they say clear out prices, by the way, they do mean clear out prices. Their stuff, their merchandise goes on for extremely, extremely cheap. Shirts, audiobooks. I'm guessing I'm going to want to get rid of that one. Comic books, decals, multiple other things. And here we go for the two bundles. The Nuclear Meltdown Bundle. This bundle will include all 9 brand new mid-year releases. The reps for Retribution will be signed by, crap, Alan Howarth. Holy Guy McGar and composer Alan Howarth. Alan Howarth worked with he's a great composer. He's worked with John Carpenter on the Halloween 4. And we worked on different Halloween films. The raps for the Gunman title will be signed by director Mark Savage. The price will be $246. Shoot. The Marauder bundle. This bundle will include our post-nuke Blu-ray releases of Warriors of the Year 2072, Endgame, and Raiders of Atlantis, along with our limited edition post-nuke book, After the World Ends. The price will be $104. So now we know everything. Exactly. That's the reason. The Severin, yes, the last time did have an add to the existing order button. And you know what, guys? With that, I have to say right now, hit the like button, share, subscribe. There's all those linkies down below. You know what they are. Merch stuff, Patreon, donation stuff. I'll appreciate it. But you're right, Mike. I'm losing my voice, and I need more tea. I'm going to see if I can drink tea with no sugar. But from now on, we're going to try. I'm trying to get healthy. I am Aaron. Thank you so much for coming in and joining me through my rambling and my stressiness and my excitement in the end. It's been quite a journey today. We've gone all over the twisty, turny road of being a collector, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed being here with you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Watch a good movie. I'll see you soon. My teacup is empty, and I need more tea. Talk to you later.